President Biden's recent address was not a victory lap. It was not a celebration of his time in office. Instead, it was a somber, direct message to the American people. With the weight of history on his shoulders, Biden chose to focus on the potential return of Donald Trump to the presidency. This wasn't about partisan politics. It was about something bigger. It was about the soul of America. Biden's decision to address this issue head-on is significant. He could have easily avoided mentioning Trump by name, focusing instead on policy differences or his own vision for the future, but he didn't. He understood the gravity of the situation, recognizing that a Trump victory represents a fundamental shift in the American political landscape. This wasn't just another election, it was a crossroads. The address was carefully crafted, balancing a sense of urgency with a message of hope. Biden wanted to make it clear that he believes a Trump presidency would be detrimental to the country, but he also wanted to empower Americans, reminding them that they have a voice and a responsibility to participate in the democratic process. This wasn't just a speech, it was a call to action. It was a plea for Americans to consider the stakes and make their voices heard. It was a stark reminder that democracy is fragile and must be protected. It was a moment of truth for a nation grappling with its identity and its future. Biden's words were not just for the present moment, but for the future generations who will inherit the consequences of today's decisions. He emphasized the importance of unity and the need to come together as a nation despite our differences. The speech was a call to remember the values that have always defined America: democracy, freedom, and justice for all. It was a reminder that the power to shape the future lies in the hands of the people. As Biden concluded his address, the message was clear. The future of America is in the hands of its citizens, and it is up to them to protect and preserve the nation's core values. President Biden didn't mince words when outlining his concerns about a potential Trump presidency. He was direct and unequivocal, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. He highlighted three primary areas where he believes America would be negatively impacted: the health of its democracy, the deepening of societal divisions, and the country's standing on the world stage. Each of these areas, he argued, is crucial to the nation's future. On the issue of democracy, Biden expressed anxieties about Trump's disregard for democratic norms and institutions. He stressed that the very essence of American democracy is at stake. He pointed to Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results, his attacks on the media and the judiciary, and his willingness to exploit divisions for political gain. These actions, Biden warned, could lead to a dangerous erosion of democratic principles. Biden argued that these actions undermine the very foundations of American democracy, eroding public trust and setting a dangerous precedent for future leaders. He emphasized that trust in government is essential for a functioning democracy. Biden then turned his attention to the issue of societal division, arguing that a Trump presidency would only exacerbate the polarization that has gripped the nation in recent years. He noted that the country is already deeply divided, and further division could be catastrophic. He pointed to Trump's rhetoric and policies, which often target and demonize minority groups, immigrants, and political opponents. This, Biden argued, is not just harmful, but also un-American. Biden argued that this approach fosters fear, resentment, and distrust, making it increasingly difficult to find common ground and address pressing national challenges. He stressed the importance of unity and mutual respect in overcoming these challenges. Finally, Biden addressed the potential impact on America's global standing. He underscored the importance of maintaining strong international relationships and alliances. He argued that Trump's America First approach, characterized by withdrawing from international agreements, alienating allies, and embracing authoritarian leaders, has damaged America's reputation and weakened its influence in the world. This, Biden warned, could have long-term consequences. Biden argued that this isolationist approach undermines American interests, leaving the country more vulnerable to global threats and less able to shape the international order. He emphasized the need for America to be a leader on the global stage. Biden's concerns are shared by many Americans who watched in dismay as the country became increasingly divided and its global standing diminished during Trump's presidency. The sense of urgency is palpable. The question now is whether these concerns will be enough to mobilize voters to prevent a repeat performance. The future of American democracy, societal unity, and global standing may very well depend on the choices made in the upcoming election. President Biden's address wasn't just heard within the United States, it resonated far and wide, capturing the attention of audiences across continents. It reverberated across the globe, particularly among America's allies and adversaries, who are keenly observing the unfolding political landscape. The international community, having witnessed the tumultuous years of the Trump administration, is acutely aware of the potential ramifications of his return to power. The world remembers the unpredictability and the shifts in foreign policy that characterized those years. Reactions from world leaders have been mixed, reflecting a complex tapestry of anxieties, hopes, and strategic calculations. Each leader is weighing the potential impacts on their own countries and the global order. Some, like Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, echoed Biden's concerns, emphasizing the importance of democratic values and international cooperation. Trudeau has been vocal about the need for stability and predictability in international relations. Others, like French President Emmanuel Macron, have chosen a more cautious approach, emphasizing the need to respect the outcome of democratic processes while expressing hope for continued collaboration on shared challenges. Macron's stance reflects a balance between caution and optimism. However, there are also leaders who view a potential Trump presidency with a sense of opportunity. They see potential shifts in alliances and policies that could benefit their own strategic interests. Russian President Vladimir Putin, for instance, has been vocal in his praise of Trump, seeing him as a leader who is more willing to prioritize Russian interests over traditional alliances. Putin's support highlights the geopolitical shifts that could occur. Similarly, Chinese President Xi Jinping may see a Trump victory as a chance to exploit divisions within the United States and advance China's global ambitions. Xi's strategic calculations are closely tied to the potential changes in U.S. foreign policy. The international community understands that the stakes of the 2024 election extend far beyond American borders. The outcome will influence global dynamics in profound ways. A Trump victory could have profound implications for global trade, security alliances, climate change agreements, and the promotion of democratic values. The ripple effects would be felt in various sectors and regions. The world is watching, holding its breath, and bracing itself for the outcome of what is shaping up to be one of the most consequential elections in modern history. The anticipation is palpable as nations prepare for the potential shifts that lie ahead.